What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream here for today, my friends. Glad to have you guys here because we got some more information, guys, regarding this upcoming system we're going to be needing to look at. Anyways, guys, glad to have you all here. Let's go ahead and see. We have Weather Sim, we have Caden here. So far, that's it. What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's doing all right. I'm sure we'll be getting a lot more people coming in here very, very shortly. But once again, everybody, glad to have you here a little bit more earlier today on the live stream. Definitely glad to be live for you guys, because like I said, we have some interesting weather ahead of us, in which we are going to look at. I'm actually turn on this light. That way you can actually see my face, and that way it's not it's just not just completely dark here. Frank is here saying flood warning just issued here for let's see here, towards can't even pronounce that area because I'm very bad at pronunciation. I couldn't even say pronunciation correct, if that says anything for you. We haven't been told to evacuate yet. Well, I hope you don't. Carl is here. What's up, Carl? Hope you're doing good. Cody's here as well. What's up, Cody? Anyways, so right now, we are still dealing with the nastiness across California regarding all this heavy rainfall. I mean, it is still coming down. Now, this is going to end later on tonight. But, unfortunately, as we are going to be looking at, there's another round of precipitation move its way towards the region, which is a bit concerning, here. We take a look here at the the models, bringing up the NAM 3-kilometer model here. So we have this first round, what's currently moving through right now. This will eventually end for like the early morning hours tomorrow, but then look, another low pressure system will drive even more precipitation across the way, which is not going to be pretty. It is really not going to be pretty. And like I said, obviously adding a lot of rainfall for portions of California and even a lot more snowfall for those upper elevations. I mean, right now, honestly, I'm sure there's several feet of snow across the upper portions of California for those upper elevations, which is just absolutely bonkers. Now, all this moisture will track its way here to the east with the second system, and that will actually be the birth of the brand new system that is expected to kick across portions of the central country, in which we are going to be looking at here. So, but anyways, guys, once again, glad to have you guys here. Caden says, I got a headache tonight. I'm sorry to hear that there, Caden. Yeah, honestly, I haven't been feeling the best either. And obviously, hope that Courtney's okay as well. Yeah, Courtney hasn't been doing good here recently. Courtney, you feeling any better? But anyways, like I said, across the west, just nothing but more and more rainfall across the region. So hopefully soon we'll move out of that trend. Hopefully soon we'll move out of that pattern where we're just seeing tons of moisture moving towards the country. So Okay, so now we're going to switch over here to the national view regarding this model here. Now, once again, this is the NAM 3-kilometer model, just taking a look here at what conditions could look like down here in time. By the way, the time is up there in the top left. But like I was saying here, with all that moisture out of that second system, right now we have the rain falling across California. With the second system moves through here for portions of tomorrow morning, we'll kick up basically here to the east. And we'll get a new low pressure system developing across portions of like Oklahoma, moving into portions here of Kansas, and those regions perhaps maybe bringing some snow for portions of like southern Nebraska, northern Kansas. There is some models that show more snow than others. I mean, there's some models that show a lot of snow for the Central Plains, and there's some models that really don't actually. So there's still a little bit of disagreement here. We take a look at the GFS model, the latest run here, and we can actually see that there's a bit of mixture, precipitation moving through. But this system's really going to kick. Once that low pressure system basically moves in towards like the Ohio Valley region, it's going to really blow up. Once it moves towards like Tennessee areas, towards Kentucky, this is going to really fire off some storms here with this cold front. A lot of chilly air is actually going to be advancing its way down here from the north to the south. And the opposite effect, with the warm air coming from the Gulf of Mexico, is going to help fuel the system and get that interaction between the warm and cold air going, which fires off thunderstorms. And like I said, that brings us to the concern, like I said, areas of Louisiana, Arkansas, portions of Oklahoma, Texas now, southern Missouri, portions of Tennessee, Alabama, portions of Mississippi, and Georgia. You guys are under a risk for severe storms regarding potential of tornadoes, potential of large hail, and damaging winds. We have our next severe weather event here on the horizon, guys, for this week, getting ready to start here in the next few days. So, with that being said, we're really going to have to be watching out for this. Really the severe storms are expected to happen here for basically the later portions of the 12th. I'd say the evening of the 12th is going to be pretty nasty. Also, this system will be tracking its way through the 13th here, in which something we are going to need to watch for the next, not just the next day, but the next several days, as this could have multiple days worth of impacts. But overall, you can see how things really start to kick up here. There's a potential of some snowfall according to the GFS model towards like Ohio, towards portions here of like Michigan, potentially showing some heavy snowfall. If it's going to be anything, it's going to be heavy because it's going to be wrapping in a whole bunch of moisture regardless of what precipitation type it is. I've been seeing a lot of concerns. I've been seeing a lot of support in Maine getting snowfall out of this. But like I said, with that being said, as of now, it still shows a lot of rainfall for the Northeast. But just know, like I said, we are indeed, obviously, if this system tracks further south, that'll actually bring the snow down south here with it, which is definitely, like I said, obviously, definitely a little concerning here. So, let's go into here. Kyle says, as I'm watching wrestling currently, I'm kind of curious when all this is going to be happening. So basically, so the beginning of this system here is basically really going to start kicking off, once that low pressure system moves in towards the central country. We're going to really start to see this happen, really start to unfold for basically the 11th being the day after tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. Now, this thing's really going to be kicking regarding like heavy precipitation, potential snowfall, basically for the 12th. It looks like the 12th is going to be the heaviest impact day. So for the evening of the 12th, we potentially could be dealing with severe storms in the south, once again regarding potential of tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds, and also throwing the possibility of even some snow across portions of like towards the Ohio Valley could not be ruled out. I've been seeing a lot of trends. I've been seeing a lot of models here just barely allowing snow to fall across these regions. So simply, we'll just have to see how this does materialize. We'll just have to see how this does kick off here, because like I said, this model is, this has been pretty violent here. Look at this. So the latest trend here, here's the latest run regarding this in particular system. We go back another 6 hours, and you can see how it's a lot positioned a lot higher north. So with the last model that ran, or the last 6 hours of this model, shows a lot more snow for Michigan, and the latest shows it pushing more down to the south. Now that could obviously, if it continues on that trend, it could allow for a lot of snow across the Northeast, in which that is something we are going to need to watch. So we'll just keep an eye on it. Now the next thing I do want to do for you guys is I want to take this a step further. I want to take a look at the major models here. Like I said, I want to go ahead and take a look here at the big models and regarding to the system and all. So let's go ahead and line that up there. So once again, here's the GFS model. Just to give you guys that base look. The low pressure system moving through, kicking off some storms across the south there with that cold front driving across the region. and obviously kicking up here with potential snow, towards like Indiana, maybe towards Ohio, and portions here of eastern Michigan even. And like I said, obviously for portions of like Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, ahead of all this big precipitation, you obviously could potentially see some snow, but I would expect that to transition back into rainfall. But with that being said, I mean, you can see there's a big old blue dip here. That's actually a lot of cold air that's pushing here from basically portions of Canada and pushing down into the southern country, in which something we are going to continue to watch as well. It could be another impact, bringing some pretty nasty temperatures. I mean, nothing too extreme, nothing like we saw around Christmas or anything like that. That was just purely nuts. Nothing along those standards, but it could bring a little bit more, a little bit more below average temperatures, for the aftermath of the system here, which that's something to watch out here for. So the next thing we're going to do, this is what I wanted to do here, is take a look here at the European model. So we just looked at the American GFS, that was the American long-range model. Now we're taking the European model's, opinion here.